Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Aged Out Reacts with the two hosts of the Aged Out podcast, Mike Fantini and
Evan Worrell.
And as you can see from today's video title, we are checking out some Atlanta Quest 2023. Good little video was put up, I think by Robert Martinez, Mr. Drumcore Coffee Shop. I think the AQ staff actually gave him this video and audio.
Yeah, I think so. They sent him the footage.
I think that's cool. They want their stuff out there, and I think after watching it, previewing it a little bit, like, I would want it out there too. I think they're doing really well so far this season, and we're going to be checking some of that out. And before we get into that, check out the podcast, the whole spiel if you've watched our content before. Podcast services, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, all kinds of interviews with all kinds of people in the DCI and WGI percussion world, members, staff, designers, all that stuff on there. I think we're up to like 87 episodes now of the actual podcast.
Sure.
It's a while. It's a lot. But go check that stuff out. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We're not only posting shorts now on YouTube here, we're also posting reels on Instagram, so you can see little snippets of our reaction videos. And as we get more podcasts that come out, we'll take little short clips of that stuff and put all that out there. So you'll never miss an update about new content if you follow. And as well, subscribe, comment, like, let us know what you think about our opinions on Atlanta Quest and any other video of ours you watch. And also, if you want to support us financially, hit the join button on YouTube here. It's just 99 cents a month. It goes towards travel costs, equipment costs. But we appreciate your viewership either way. So, all right. You ready?
Yep, let's go.
All right. We're going to watch an exercise here, a flam exercise, right into some show music from a warm-up from their show last weekend. And then we're going to sample some of their show. Early season stuff. So again, not going to be calling a lot of text, more talking design, compositionally, just approach, all that stuff.
Structure. They usually have a pretty extensive and difficult technical warm-up packet. Mm-hmm. They always have hands, man.
Usually, yeah.
Every year.
For sure. Good drag quality.
Feeling it.
Yep. It's just a consistent sound, moving in and out of those flam rudiments. Flam drags, cheeses,
Basses.
all kinds of inverts.
Feeling it back there.
Yeah. Swiss section at the end, little tag. Yeah.
Little tag, yep. Show beats. Lots of gear shifts, space, jumps from center to edge.
A ton of hand pressure changes throughout that entire, like you said, feel changes on top of hand pressure. Open it up for threes. Right
Coming
after
in
that,
off the space to the singles.
Space into singles, feeling that together. You're opening up to play those big threes and the Shirley Murphys, and then you've got tight drags right before it or after
fours.
it.
Fours?
Yeah. There were some Shirley Murphys
fours
in there too.
Yeah,
there were. But just all over the place. A lot to chew on in that little snare moment. I think really well written and shows the diversity of skill sets for sure. Slow down. Ooh, really
tough
good
roll
job
coming out of that.
Slow down.
Yeah, tough roll coming out of that.
Yep.
Just feeling tempo the same way.
Mm-hmm. Good job handling space too. The bass runs under it. I want to hear that again.
Yeah.
I want to hear the bass.
Well,
again.
I mean, it was just kind of the front battery. I mean, sure, it's different on the floor, but front battery just kind of highlighting the bass moment there.
Yeah, and before I play that again, they handled the decrescendo really well, and then right out of it, to have your hands set for the proper hand pressure for that roll, and then a space right into a parallel roll at a different speed, and they did it really well. It's a cool moment. All right, I want to hear this bass moment under these big notes. There you go. There we go. Yeah, their bass line's always nasty.
Dude, always. I don't know. Get some cats in there.
Really good job staying in those rolls throughout all that.
tough shape, just not
Yeah.
quite blended yet.
It'll get there.
It's a tough form. Early season. There it is.
Dude, that subtle, tasty bass run at the end of that phrase.
Oof, dude, soft touch coming into
Yeah.
that. Good. I mean, obviously the notes too, but the nuance of the dynamic contrast in there as well.
Like, there's something
Just drop
so
the bottom out. And then
yeah, there's
crescendo
something
it
so
back in.
satisfying, and they did it at the very end of the phrase before this feature, and they did it within the feature too. You hear bass lines just shoot runs all around the drums, but it's always super like forte, double forte, because they want you to hear it. But they just had a level of sound quality at a low, tasty end in some of those runs, and like the dynamics and the approach to the drum from player to player in the bass line. Not only was the rhythm consistent, but the sound quality and the dynamic, like they were all within the same dynamic structure the whole time.
Right.
It was so well done.
Dude, yeah. Yeah. I did watch some of the show, so I did watch the entire show, so
Yeah, I did
comment
too.
a little bit more on that when we watch it. Tough with the fours,
Yep.
the 2-4, 2-4.
Working those left fours in the middle of that roll. That's
Yeah.
hard to do. All right. Uh-oh. I'm going to switch us here over to the show. And by popular request, I'm going to move our heads to the top of the video. Because a few people pointed that out, and I just never thought about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Makes sense.
We won't cover up the front if we do that. So, all right. Hopefully the logo's gone now, and you are seeing us at the top of your screen. And let's watch some of the show. So we picked. There's a few videos of this run. First off, and this one's from a side angle, but somehow the audio's the best. Like from a reading of the drumline standpoint, it's
Reading of the whole ensemble.
ensemble too. Yeah, but like the other videos, the battery just sounded a whole lot boomier. It was hard to hear clarity. This one, for whatever reason, at this 45-degree angle works. So that's what we're gonna watch it from.
Let's go. They also have a really cool, like, kind of documentary video out about the show.
Yeah,
I think they released that on their own content.
they did on their channel.
It's really well done. Nice. I won't say for sure, but it felt like they played that better on the floor than they did in their warm-up.
I probably agree with you.
Just cool full ensemble, that slow down there. Good transition to side two, focus. I mean, they're already just set up for much more promise than the show last year. I mean, the ensemble balance, and last year they kind of had the pit on side one and
Yeah, that was
ensemble balance issues. I mean, I think that this show already, I mean, I've already watched it, so I don't mind speaking on the entirety of it, is a huge step up from the product that they had last year from the beginning. So
I would agree. You've made the comment already. You said good transition over to side two. that was one of the issues I feel like with last year's show. You just mentioned their front was like all on side one. It was kind of hard to know where to look.
Right.
And their front was solid last year, but it was almost like they were relegated off to the side, and they like visually designed themselves into a box with those pillars in that circle on the other side of the floor. So there was
I remember they had like a nasty marimba line last year.
Yeah.
You just forgot about them.
Yeah. So
least
already
I'll
easier to
speak for
read.
myself.
Yeah, easier to read. I think they're playing better than they were coming out of the gate last year too already as an ensemble.
Yeah, and the show with like the dream escape and everything, and the dream idea, and bring me a dream or whatever the title is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more tangible. It's easier to latch onto right away. So.
Yep. All right, so let's keep going. I think those are actual sandboxes out there, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the sand pouring
Yeah.
off. I mean, I know
Pretty
there's
cool.
like a theme of like the Sandman and stuff, and kind of a newer pop culture thing that's been coming back out through that series. I'm sure there's some interesting things and ways they can continue to build this moment too, and just use it throughout the show. Nice symbols. Good symbol vision ensemble moment. Something to build on. Like every show that I've watched, I mean, right now pretty much everyone has some transition issues or just it's just early.
That's a
You'll have
hallmark
to-
of early season.
production things that'll be changed.
Yep. Follow the leader.
Kind of interaction with the character motivated drill.
Not a bad edge roll there too.
Whew.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Oof. Jeez. Great moment.
Yeah.
Nothing against last year's quad line, but this one is definitely, I would say, a good step better.
Yeah.
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 They play some hard stuff.
There's,
I mean,
there's some beef to their musical package for sure.
the musical literature is definitely not lacking.
No. They definitely have. So I'm going to make a statement, then we'll let this last part of it. So obviously Atlanta Quest did not make semifinals even last year. I asked you this question, and I think I asked TJ, who works with Atlanta Quest. We talk to him pretty regularly. I was like, has obviously everyone's goal is to make finals in World. Like if you're in World, like no, we're all there to try to make finals. Or I would think.
Their goal is definitely to make finals.
I know that's where I'm going with this. Like,
So.
I think they play well enough, and the show at this point already like is a step enough in the right direction. I could see them making finals this year. They keep getting better week by week.
If I was
by
making
week.
early season predictions, I would put them in my top 15 for sure. I know
Yep.
they have high expectations, which they should. Top 12, top 10. But yeah, I think the show has the legs. They'll continue to flesh them out and hopefully just do the right things.
I think the music difficulty is on par with top 15 independent World from a battery and front standpoint, from what I can tell.
Absolutely.
And
Dude, in
the
like
hands are there too.
2021, I think it was 2020. No, it wouldn't have been 21. Maybe it was 21 that 20 got canceled. 21, I'm pretty sure they like beat RCC in music and prelims. Like they musically is usually always very strong. So,
but I asked the question to bring this back around. Has any group that in World, independent World, ever not made semifinals one year and then made it all the way to finals the very next season? We haven't looked that up yet, but none of TJ, me, or Evan were all like, I don't really think so. That's a massive leap. But so if they do it, They might be the first group in history to not make semifinals one year and the very next season make it into finals. So I'll be curious. If anyone knows if anyone's ever done that before, drop a comment on the video and let us know. But all right, we have like a minute left of this, so let's finish this and then we'll wrap this video up.
Like, this is still early on, but this is obviously a moment that just feels underproduced at the moment. So I'm sure it will change pretty fluidly throughout the year.
I can't overstate how difficult those isolated slow double stroke rolls they have, those short ones throughout that whole phrase, to feel the space together in a slow moment like this and attack together. It's tough.
It was 2019. They beat RCC in music.
Timpani player going hard.
In Jeff Prospery's caption, at least. This is a cool vibe. Front to back feel. Just cool interplay with the keys and the snare line.
This whole phrase has been pretty good.
Yeah, it's a long phrase too.
Yep.
Oh, missed the stick, but whoops. He'll get it next time.
All right, I think that's it. All right. I like what they're doing a lot this year, a lot more than last year. I think they're drumming way better. I think I will be. They will.
The number one thing is the show is significantly better for me.
Because I think they played well enough to make semis for sure last year.
Yeah.
I think it was.
They also got kind of boned in their draw, but
I was about to say that.
It happens.
Yep. They went like second overall out of anyone. Like there was a second group to go on with a rough
really
show.
early.
And I don't know how well they played. I don't remember what TJ said about it after they performed last year in prelims.
No clue.
So I will go ahead and say they will make semifinals for sure, at least this year. I think they'll make shocked. Finals. I think there's a really good shot at finals for sure, and I think there's no way they're not going to be in semifinals this year. The playing's just too high level already. The difficulty and the range of skill sets throughout the book. It's just they'll be in semis for sure, and I think there's a really good chance they'll make finals as long as they keep progressing week by week by week and fleshing the show out more. So,
agreed.
I dig it. All right. Let's wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Social media platforms, hit the join button, subscribe on YouTube. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like the video. All that stuff costs you nothing, and it helps us immensely with the algorithm to grow the channel. But we appreciate the viewership, podcasts on podcast services, and we'll see everybody in the next one.
Peace.